If you are enrolled in the IGNOU-MSCSC Home Science program, and you have just discovered that it carries not one project but two, then this video will save you a great deal of confusion. By the end, you will know exactly what MHCP-001 and MHCP-002 are, how they differ, and the complete step-by-step path to finish both cleanly on the first attempt. First, let us clear the single biggest mistake students make before they even begin. Many websites describe this program as Counselling and Family Therapy, or simply as Human Science. Both descriptions are wrong. The official name as listed on the IGNOU website is Master of Science in Home Science, Community Development and Extension Management, and its short code is MSCHSC. It is run by the School of Continuing Education, and it is built around community development, extension management and the Sustainable Development Goals. So if your project topic drifts towards clinical counseling, you are already off course. Keep this identity fixed in your mind. Now, the program is worth 80 credits in total, and almost every course is compulsory. 2 of those courses are projects, not written exams. The first is MHCP-001, the field project in home science, worth 4 credits, which you take in your first year. The second is MHCP-002, the research project in home science, worth 6 credits, which you take in your second year. These are 2 separate pieces of work, with 2 separate purposes. Treating them as one project or copying the same report into both is the fastest way to a rejection. Throughout this guide, we will use one running example, so every idea stays concrete. Our example study is the role of self-help groups in enhancing rural women's livelihoods and skill development in a selected block. It is a genuine community development theme, and it fits this program perfectly. Let us begin with the 2 projects themselves. Start with MHCP-001, the field project in home science. This one is practicum-based. In simple words, it is experiential learning, where you go into the field and practice the tools of extension work. IGNOU provides a project handbook that lists the practical activities you must carry out, such as gathering data with the community, observing an ongoing program, or applying a participatory method you studied in your first-year courses. You choose a topic of interest while you are still doing those first-year courses, and then complete the field work around it. The emphasis here is on doing, recording, and reflecting, rather than on a large formal thesis. Now compare that with MHCP-002, the research project in home science. This is the heavier of the 2, at 6 credits, and it is a full research study. Here you tie your work to a real voluntary organization, an NGO or a government agency, and you apply proper scientific method to a community development problem. The official course description is clear on one point. The research project can be quantitative or qualitative, but the topic must carry real research significance and follow a sound methodology. This is where the research methods course, MHC-008, becomes your best friend. So here is the distinction, stated plainly, because this is where most confusion lives. MHCP-001 is a first-year 4-credit practicum-style field project guided by the project handbook activities. MHCP-002 is a second-year 6-credit formal research project built with an organization and a full methodology. Please note some websites reverse these 2, calling the first theoretical and the second practical. Going by the official course titles, that is the wrong way round. When in doubt, trust your project handbook and the program guide, not a random blog. One more shared rule. Both are individual work. You cannot submit a group project and you cannot reuse a downloaded sample as your own. A sample is only a reference for structure, The study, the data, and the writing must be genuinely yours. Whichever project you are working on, the journey follows the same 6 stages. Let us walk through them. Stage 1, choose a topic. Stage 2, write a synopsis, which is your project proposal. Stage 3, get that synopsis approved. Stage 4, do the field work or research and collect your data. Stage 5, write the full report in the prescribed format. And Stage 6, submit the report and appear for the Viva Voce. Skipping the approval stage, or writing the full report before your synopsis is approved, is the most common and most painful mistake. Always get approval first. Let us spend real time on Stage 1, choosing a topic, because a strong topic prevents most rejections. For this program, your topic must connect clearly to community development and extension management. Good themes include livelihoods and skilling, women's empowerment through self-help groups, maternal and child health, social and behavior change, nutrition awareness in a community, or the reach of a rural development scheme. A weak topic is one that is too broad, purely clinical, or impossible to study with the community you can actually reach. Take our running example. A weak version would be women's empowerment in India. That is far too wide to research in a single project. The strong version is the role of self-help groups in enhancing rural women's livelihoods and skill development in a selected block. See the difference? It names a clear group, self-help group women, a clear outcome, livelihoods and skills, and a clear boundary, one block. That focus is exactly what an evaluator wants to see. A quick tip on originality: pick something local and specific to you, your own district, your own community, an organization you can actually visit. A local first-hand study is far harder to reject and far easier to defend in the Viva than a generic topic lifted from the internet. Once your topic is set, you write the synopsis, also called the project proposal. This is a short document that convinces IGNOU your study is worth approving. A standard synopsis carries a clear title, an introduction with background and relevance, your objectives, a short review of related literature, your research methodology, and your expected outcomes, followed by references. We have a separate, detailed IGNOU synopsis guide on this channel that teaches each of these sections step by step. So do watch that before you write yours. Here, just remember, the synopsis is the gate. Nothing else moves until it is approved. Now the guide or supervisor. Your project must be carried out under an IGNOU-approved guide, and this is another area where wrong information spreads online. Because this is a home science community development program, your guide should be a subject expert in community development, extension, home science, or a closely related development field, not, as some sites wrongly claim, a specialist in counseling or clinical psychology. The guide is usually an approved academic counselor at your study center or a qualified external expert accepted by IGNOU. We cover guide eligibility in depth in our dedicated project guide video, so check that for the full criteria. 2 honest points students always ask about. First, there is no guaranteed approval. Any service promising 100% guaranteed approval is overstating things. Approval depends on a genuinely relevant, well-scoped topic and a clean proposal. Second, a guide signature is not the same as final approval. The signature means your guide supports the proposal. The actual approval decision rests with IGNOU. So build a strong proposal first, and let the approval follow. With approval in hand, you move to the real work, collecting your data. For the field project, MHCP-001 This means going into the community and using the practical tools from your handbook, and keeping an honest logbook of every field visit, its date, its place, the people you met, and what you observed. For the research project MHCP-002, this means running your chosen method properly, whether that is a questionnaire survey, in-depth interviews, focus group discussions, or observation with your partner organization. Common tools include SPSS, or a simple spreadsheet for quantitative data, and careful thematic notes for qualitative data. Always take consent, protect the identity of your respondents, and record your sources. Good research ethics protect your marks as much as your conscience. Now you write the report. The exact format is spelled out in your project handbook, and our separate IGNOU project format video covers the universal formatting rules in full. So here we will keep it tight and program specific. A typical report opens with the preliminary pages, the title page, a declaration, the certificate from your guide, acknowledgements, and a table of contents. Then comes the body, usually built as introduction, review of literature, methodology, results and analysis, and finally conclusion with recommendations. After that come your references in a consistent style such as APA and your appendices, which hold your tools, your questionnaire, and sample records. On length, be careful with round numbers you see online. Some sites quote roughly 8,000 to 10,000 words for the research project. Treat that only as a rough guide. Your project handbook is the real authority on word count, page count, and binding. And the 4-credit field project is naturally lighter than the 6-credit research project. Always confirm the exact requirement on the IGNOU website. Now, submission and evaluation. This is where students most fear a mistake, so let us be practical and clearly mark what you must verify for your own session. Your approved synopsis and later your completed report are submitted through the channel your program prescribes, which for this program runs through your regional center and the School of Continuing Education. The exact address and mode, whether online, by post or in person, can change from session to session, so confirm the current instructions on the IGNOU website before you send anything. Our dedicated IGNOU project submission video walks through the general submission process, and you can pair it with this one. Each project is then evaluated, and this usually has 2 parts: the assessment of your written report and a Viva Voce, where you answer questions and defend your work. Third-party sources commonly describe each project as being marked out of 100, but the exact marks, the report to Viva split, and the pass requirement should be confirmed from your official project handbook, because these details differ across IGNOU programs and are updated over time. We have a separate IGNOU Viva Voce video that shows you exactly how to prepare, so watch that before your date. Here is the honest summary on marks. Do not chase a number you read on a blog. Chase a clean, original, well-defended project. Know your objectives, know your data, and be able to explain in one clear sentence why your study matters for the community you studied. That single skill carries you through most Viva questions. Let us answer the judgment questions students actually search for. Honestly, is the M.Sc Home Science project hard? It is very manageable if you start early, pick a focused local topic, and get your synopsis approved before writing the full report. Most stress comes from leaving it late, not from the work itself. Is this degree and its project worth it? For anyone aiming at the development sector, yes. This program is designed for real careers: development practitioner, extension officer, NGO and CSR professional, researcher, academic and program or project officer in government, social welfare, rural development, and health services. The project is the part of your degree that proves you can actually run a community study, so employers in this field value it more than another written exam. Now some quick answers to common questions. Are MHCP-001 and MHCP-002 the same? No. One is a 4-credit field project, the other a 6-credit research project. Can I choose my own topic? Yes, as long as it fits community development and extension and is approved. Can I choose my own guide? Often the guide is approved or assigned through your center, so confirm the process with your regional center. Can it be a field study? Yes, field and community-based studies are exactly what this program wants. What if my project is rejected? You revise on the evaluator's feedback and resubmit, so keep your data and drafts safe. Let us recap. MSCHSC is Home Science, Community Development and Extension Management. MHCP-001 is your 4-credit field project. MHCP-002 is your 6-credit research project. Topic, synopsis, approval, data, report, Viva in that order. Keep it local, keep it original, and verify every official detail on the IGNOU website. For full guides and samples, visit IGNOUproject.com. And for personal project or synopsis help, message the team on WhatsApp. If this made your 2 projects clearer, subscribe to Shri Chakradhar Education for the rest of your IGNOU journey. This is BK Sahni, wishing you an easy approval and a confident Viva.